taking a quick break, just leaving the camera off today. A quick solo run, and then I'll get back to the normal day-to-day activities. Hope you're all having a great day, and yeah, let's get into it. Oh, let me focus. To get it to change my flag though. I love it, but it's not the base for sneaky adventures.
Left click.
Holiday yesterday. Is on my computer.
What is he using? What software?
Sir,
listen to me, sir. Don't listen to me, sir. I think he's a scammer.
Is he
I think he is a scammer, so that's why you're telling me. Alright, he want to trying to use a computer, sir, okay? So you don't need to tell him anything, any personal information, okay? He's not from Microsoft, alright? He's not from Microsoft. I think he's from India.
He's
that's
from
why
India?
He's telling me.
Are you serious? Hey, Harry, why are you speaking in Hindi under your breath?
Sir, I think he's from India, sir.
I am
Alright.
not from the India.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, I'm here.
See, is he trying to tell you this is the error?
Sir, he's from India, sir. You don't need to
He's
tell him
gonna
anything.
tell you this is the error.
Come on.
Who can I trust?
He's going to tell you this is the error. It will
Sir,
say
listen to me, sir. Listen to me, sir.
Error, warning, warning, error, warning, warning, critical warning.
Listen to me, sir. Listen. Could disconnect.
He will tell you the
Click on install.
How come I can never use the right one?
No, don't worry, madam. You have to use the right
Why
one.
would
Simply
they
click on
sell me
left.
a mouse with 2 buttons on it and I can never click the other one? I'm right-handed. And I feel like I should be able to click the right mouse and it does things.
No, I will tell you when you have to click on the right one, okay? Simply click on left one on the...
It's very frustrating, Alan.
I'm going to show you guys how these scammers go from this
There are some suspicious activities going on in your Amazon account.
to this.
There are $30,000 transactions was made on your account for a fraudulent transaction to a porn website.
I've got a $400 charge from Amazon that the scammers turned into a $30,000 charge from an adult website, which honestly isn't really surprising because these guys are a little strange.
Why is my camera open?
It's off.
No, it's not. I can see it.
All right, look guys, this call has a lot going on and the scam might be confusing to you, so I'm going to break everything down for you. This is the email I received. The phone number I call connects me to the first scammer who accesses my system, tells me I've been hacked, and transfers me to the fraud department. This scammer's job is to remove the hackers and transfer me to my bank, which is misleading because he uses the real bank phone number for part of the scam.
Welcome to Chase Business Service Line.
Now we're connected to the bank,
Focus.
aka
So
still the
everyone's doing
scammer.
some other stuff
Here's
in the
where the
background,
big
yeah.
pivot happens. Once they see the amount of money in my bank account, these greedy scammers say there's been a fraudulent charge of $30,000 from an adult website. Now these scammers are getting a little cocky. So later on, we're going to retaliate by accessing their system and deleting their files. Let's get into it.
Thank you for calling support. This is Alicia. How can I help?
I have a
Okay.
an email about a charge to my account. It says, thank you for contacting Amazon. There's a laptop that's been purchased. Order 404435.
All right, Miss Betty. I can understand. Miss Betty. I got it.
05157. Order placed on April 14th.
What I'm just going to do, ma'am, it seems like someone hacked your Amazon account, okay? Cause as I can see from my side, there are some suspicious activities going on in your Amazon account, and that suspicious activities is there are 3 people who is trying to log in into your PayPal, your Amazon account from last 48 hours, okay? So what I'm just going to best.
Okay. Well, that's not
Yeah,
good.
what I'm just going to do best for you, I'm just going to connect you to our Amazon secure server directly, okay? So
Okay.
after that, our technical department will remove all the hackers, secure your personal details, and cancel the charge and refund your money, okay?
Okay, yeah,
Just
because
do
I
not
would
to
like
worry.
to have the refund as soon as possible.
Just do one thing, just open your desktop and open your Google in your desktop. You just need to click on the search bar.
Damn it, I forgot to go into with my normal sloop, my board sloop. Shit.
Sorry, zombie. Party's over.
And type there any desk, A as in Alabama.
Oh, well, unfortunately, the Microsoft guy had me download that. I already have that on my system.
Oh, I think the hackers will hack your AnyDesk. He's using your index, and after that, he's trying to scam with you.
No, he's not scamming me.
Oh,
I want to explain something really quickly to everyone because a lot of people ask me like, well, why do you even say another scammer? You're kind of giving it away, you're throwing the scam bait, but I'm really not. It does the opposite. So if I tell a scammer that I've been talking with Microsoft and I had to send them money, it really kind of legitimizes myself as a victim. So the scammers are actually really excited about that, and the idea is like, hey, if you've already been scammed one time, then we can scam you again.
okay, just
Got me.
open that, your AnyDesk.
All right, I opened AnyDex.
And I'm just going to transfer your call to the fraudulent department, okay? Just
So
be
you're
on the
not
line,
gonna
ma'am.
work with me?
And ask. No, I'm working with you, okay? First of all, the fraudulent department will remove all the hackers and cancel the charge. After that, I'll definitely talk with you. All right? Nice to talk with you. Bye-bye.
So she's been trained really well. Typically, if you get on the AnyDesk, you can get on their computers really well. But this one was not allowing it.
Thank you for holding the line. Your call has been transferred to me. My name is Alex. How are you doing today?
Hi, Alice. I'm sitting here. I was talking with a lady. She had me download AnyDex. So I'm just kind of sitting here, Alice. I'm supposed to be receiving funds back into my Chase account.
No worries. We successfully secured your information and connect you with secure line. Okay.
Let me go check on my Chase account and see, honey.
And ma'am, this is the first time you are facing this problem, or have you ever received these kinds of things before? Because as Alicia mentioned on the your case ID, like you already got scammed from some people. So could you let me know how did
No, I haven't been
things happen with
scammed.
you?
I have not been scammed. No, I had some issues on my computer, and I accidentally owed some additional money to Microsoft, but I haven't been scammed. No.
All right, ma'am. But the best thing, I can directly transfer your call to your bank. All right. In order to transfer this call to your bank, ma'am, can I tell me the toll-free number of your bank, a customer care number?
I guess I have the Chase technical support.
Yeah, you can help me with that, ma'am, so I can directly transfer your call to your bank.
All right, guys, please pay attention because this part's really important. So the scammers are really going to the next level with adding this bank element where they'll have you look on the back of your debit card to call your bank up, or they'll have you search on the internet for it. They're going to here right now call up the bank and go through the automated system and then transfer you over to just another scammer that pretends to be the bank. And it elevates the scam and legitimizes the scam even more and confuses the victim even more. The scammer in this situation makes a little bit of a mistake by letting the automated system run too far, but typically when they run this bank part of the scam, it works really well for them.
And right now I'm transferring your call to your bank till the time we are fixing your problem, okay? And you need to follow the IVR of your bank and follow the instructions, okay?
Okay, honey.
Welcome to Chase Business Service Line. Para español, oprima el asterisco. To report your debit card lost, stolen, or damaged, or to report unrecognized charges, press 8. To speak to a customer service specialist, press 0. Or we connect you to a customer service specialist, please enter your debit.
Thank you for calling Chase Bank. This is Steve. How are you doing today?
Fine, how are you, Steve?
And may I have your first and last name for the verification?
Yes, it's Betty Reed.
And please verify me the last 4 digits of your account number.
My checking is 6969.
Thank you for this verification. As I'm going through with your account right now, ma'am, I can see here the Microsoft guy whom you had a word, okay? They hacked into your account, and now there is a fraud transactions made on your account for $30,000. Like there are $30,000 transactions was made on your account for a fraudulent transaction to a website, which is www.hub.com. Was the transaction made by you?
What? What about farm?
Website, graphic website,
Oh my God.
which is
Wait,
www.
what? I'm 81 years old, honey. I would never go to that.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Right now, as I'm working here, it shows that this transaction, okay, the transaction is gonna deduct from your account within 2 hours of time, okay, 2 business hours. So
Correct.
I want you to just go to your bank and withdraw your $15,000 from your account first.
Well, I thought
okay?
what about 30,000? I thought you said it.
Hi, my name is Jeff Clark, and today I want to show you something just a little bit crazy. In just a moment, I'm going to take you out on the wild streets of South Florida, where I'm going to conduct a money-generating experiment. Specifically, I'm going to test out a simple but little-known financial move to pay for all of the purchases I'm going to make today. Now, the markets are kind of rocky right now, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen. It's possible I might get kicked out of a few stores, and hopefully nobody calls the cops. But if they do, that's fine. I'm happy to show the cops how it works too. Because what I'm about to show you is 100% legal. Now, as you can see, my pockets are empty. I'm taking everything out. I'm leaving my wallet at home. I don't have any cash, no credit cards. All I'm bringing with me is my driver's license and this special Ameritrade card linked to my brokerage account. So let me be clear, I'm not touching any funds that are already in my account. In fact, I'm not planning to pay for anything out of my own pocket. All of the cash I'll need for my purchases today, I'm going to try to generate with the help of a few of my favorite companies. Oh, and the only other thing I'm taking with me is this phone. But I won't be waving it to pay for anything. So come on, let's hit the road and see how it goes. I almost forgot. Before we even start, I need to make one important stop at the gas station. See, I'm running a little low on gas, and we're going to be driving around quite a bit today. The last thing I want is to run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. And I'll tell you, it always burns me up having to pay these gas prices, but I'm going to do something a little special here. I'm going to, with the help of Exxon, since I don't have any cash on me, I'm going to go ahead and generate some cash so I can pay for
It was 30,000 on the farm website. What farm something?
That's right, but it doesn't allow to withdraw all the money in a single time, okay?
Oh,
the
that's
branch
right,
doesn't allow.
yeah.
Don't you worry, I'll help you with everything, okay? Now, what do
Each
you
and
see on your
everything?
screen? Just yes.
The scammers want me to take out $15,000 so that the hackers can't get the money. And really what they're worried about is another scammer taking the money from me or from them so they don't get paid. And sometimes they'll frame this in the idea of like, hey, this is a safety deposit box we're sending it to, or we're doing a dummy transaction. Now, we don't really get that far because the scammers start to get pretty creepy. So the call ends, but I'm going to be calling them back so I can get some retribution on them. access their system, and delete some files while exposing a lot of their data.
In the search bar, just type camera. Type camera there.
Type
In the
camera.
search bar, bottom left. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
I have them muted right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, ask why my camera's open.
Why is my camera open? Turn that off.
I just off your camera now. It's off.
No, it's not. I can see it.
No. You can see it? Okay, now
No,
it's
it just
done.
wait, are you on my computer? How are you on my computer?
Because the Amazon guy, I sent an email to the Amazon guy to get the access in order to fix it. Now, just see on his screen, there is no camera,
I'm
right?
in a robe. Yes, the camera thing is still loaded at the bottom. I'm in a robe right now. I'm not going on the camera. This is very creepy.
It's closed.
No, it's not. It's at the
closed.
bottom. I see it open.
Okay, let me help you to close it. It's closed?
No?
It's closed?
No?
Don't come in
This
front
is
of the
weird.
camera.
All right, I'm gonna call my son. This is very. I'm calling my. I'll call you guys back. I'm calling my son.
All right. So this is what they'll do is they'll get their victims to go on and then show all the stuff on a camera, and then they take video. They want the proof. They want to know before they give up any other information.
Hello?
Yes. I'm looking for
I want
Alex.
his sister. I'm looking for his sister. Or
I'm
your
looking for Alex.
No, I'm looking for your app.
Why? Why are you talking like that?
Because you're a very good scammer.
Huh?
Okay, what's the channel? I wanna just subscribe you. What's the channel?
What's what?
What's your channel? I wanna subscribe you.
It's Grace's Cooking.
So what do you do over there?
I make Indian food. Like pani puri, tandoori chicken.
Well, what food do you like a lot? Like
Okay,
the
hey,
most?
listen to me, bad tamiz insan. Okay, listen for a second.
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, louder. What's so funny, louder?
I'll put Lola in your app.
Yeah, louder. What's so funny?
I'll put Lola in your app. That's funny. Now it's funny. You feel it funny,
you're so
as well.
funny, Randy Kalaka.
Thank you.
You are funny.
Banky Lodi.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing. I
You're
like
gonna
to
write.
create
What
a
is
fake
discard?
account.
What is discard? Someone's writing discard. Oh,
Hey,
disc
just
is not
leave that.
recognized as a command.
It will not recognize.
Oh.
Okay, by the way, where are you from?
I told you I'm
Yeah.
on Grace's Cooking Channel on YouTube.
Brussels Cooking Channel, let me search.
Yeah, search it
Can
on
you
my
spell
computer.
that for me?
G
You need
as in Gadu, R as in Randy, C as in Charlie.
Shoot, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, shoot.
E as in Echo. Grace's Cooking Channel.
The first one, right?
Yes.
The very first one?
See, I told you I make Indian food. Are you an idiot?
No. I like you, I want to have you. I want to make your chicken tandoori. You jackass. I like your ass. I need the rest for the whole line.
The funny thing is you're the only one laughing.
Yes, the funny thing is that I'm making fun of you, so you are not feeling
You
laughing,
are?
but I'm
How are you
laughing a
making
lot.
fun? How are you making fun of me? How are you making fun of me?
Keep laughing on your face.
You're laughing
on your
my face.
Yes, on your face.
Have you gone
Super
crazy?
nice. Yeah, I'm crazy. Do you wanna
You
see
are.
crazy guys? Okay, can you just let me know one thing? You just created the very, very good fake account of Chase account. How did you create? Like, do you work on websites or do you create websites? What do you do?
Why would I tell you?
Yes, now it's your real voice. So how are you, man?
I'm wonderful.
Oh, that's great. To be honest, I'm just doing my work. You're doing your work. So nice to meet you guys. What's your name? And what's your real channel? I can also follow you
Well, where are you from?
if you want to. I'm from India.
Well, of course you're from India. I know where you're
Yeah,
from.
I'm not
I
one.
want to know exactly where you're from.
I'm from Bangalore.
Do you work with the
Yes.
the two other females in the apartment?
No. There's only one female, one male. Like he has a female voice.
Tum Juti ho. I
God
know
give-
that. Tum Juti ho.
The girl who's working over here, like she was forcing me. No, that's a real customer. I was already aware about it. Like
Yeah,
you're doing
you're
it
so
fake.
aware.
You're using voice changer. Yeah, I was
You're
so
super
aware.
aware.
Like the way how you, the way. The way how you were, confident with yourself, like I cannot catch you. The way how I was confident that you are doing some prank, right? So making YouTube videos.
Confident?
I was aware.
What do you mean confident?
Yes, it means that I was aware about it. Like you're using fake account, you're using all the
You
things
must
as
watch all
fake.
the YouTube channels. You watch all the scam bait YouTube channels, don't you? And you're doing a nervous laugh. I don't know why. Like you're doing
You think I'm nervous? You think I'm
mentally
nervous?
now. And so the reason why you're saying, oh yeah, and you exit out. Yeah.
Thank you for calling Amazon. You're speaking with Patrick. How can I help you today?
Hi, Patrick. I was just on with Alex, actually. He was on my system helping me with some. There was a hack that was happening.
No problem. I can handle up your case, okay? Can you open any disk?
Uh-huh.
You see a 9-digit number?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Can you please repeat that number to me?
Yeah, I can.
Sir, what do you see now on your screen?
I just see like my desktop and all that stuff. So.
Alright. No problem.
Okay.
Just minimize any disk. Open up your Google Chrome.
Okay. Which one do you need me to upload?
Google Chrome.
Okay.
Google Chrome.
All right, 1 second.
You have opened your Chase Bank account in front of Alex, right?
Yeah, it was Alex, correct.
Alright, sir. You need to log into your Chase Bank first.
Okay, so give me 1 second.
Sure. You just need to go to your check-in. What do you see on your computer screen right now? I can see your regular window icon screen.
Yeah, I just see I see my icons and like all that kind of stuff, and I saw like the AnyDesk. I just need to go back to Chrome.
Yes. Get back to Chrome or your Internet Explorer.
Okay.
Where you were logged in into your Chase.
Okay. Oh, it looks like I just got disconnected. Did I lose you, sir?
No, we are connected, sir.
I don't know. Mine says it's connecting, waiting for the remote site to accept request. Is that you didn't accept it?
No. I have already accepted that, sir. Can I have your name?
My name is Pierogi. Who's Guarav?
How do you...
Do you need a way to work while you stand, protect your posture, and improve your overall health? Well, with the all-new Tech Desk 2.0 by Desk Stand, you can do just that and more, automatically without compromising your workday. Goodbye, Claire. Did you know that on average, we spend up to 15.5 hours per day in a sedentary or passive state? This leads to back pain, neck tension, and crippling migraines. In addition, your loss of productivity creates unnecessary stress in your work-life balance. A great way to avoid all of this is to work on an elevated surface. The problem, however, is that moving your computer between your desk and your counter is not easy. Fortunately, standing desks are here to stay and have been proven to improve concentration and increase productivity up to 53%. You can also boost your creativity and heighten your energy levels. Tech Desk 2.0 is the answer. At the touch of a button, you can adjust the height of your desk in just under 5 seconds to the perfect height for you. Without compromising your workflow, you'll also be able to relieve the tension in your body and work free of aches and pains. You can finally feel fresh from clock in to clock out using a desk that was ergonomically designed for hard workers just like you. And that's not all. Standing while you work ramps up your metabolism and muscle tone while significantly reducing back pain. Using a tech desk will help you work on your health while you work on your profession. When you purchase your tech desk, you will get a free Buffalo anti-fatigue mat as a bonus to reduce the exhaustion in your legs after standing for long periods. Valued at $1,200, you can get the Buffalo anti-fatigue mat completely free with your tech desk order. Simply click on the link in this video to claim your limited offer and get a free delivery on your next order. We can't wait to see you on the other side.
En France, le fromage est une culture, un savoir-faire affiné au fil des siècles.
Forage and feast. Exclusive to Checkers.
Spell that, sir.
G as in Gaurav, A as in Amritsar, U as in Umbrella, R as in Randi, A as in Amritsar, V as in Victory. Like I just had a huge victory. Who is Gaurav? Gaurav Bey. Could I speak to him, please?
No, sir.
Where is
There's
Gaurav?
no person like this.
Yes, there is. I was talking to, I guess, to Gaurav today. I was talking with him on the phone, and he abused me. So I got onto your computer, and I downloaded all your files, and then I deleted them. I have your history, your web data. I have your inbound call list. I have your Gaurav Bay outbound call list. There's multiple ones. Those files are gone, where you're going to call potential victims. I have your call reports, exported call reports. I have your CDR Gaurav.xls file. I'm going to open up all of these and look at them. So I want to talk to Gaurav. He really pissed me off earlier. Mute Kana Bancado. Hello, mute Kana Bancado. What do you mean, how did... Gaurav. Gaurav. Sorry, I said Gaurav. Gaurav. Let's go, you freaking mess with me, you get your computer destroyed right there, okay? And we've got your information now, I've got your history, your web data, I've got all your little scammer files that you're running, we're gonna go through them. Gaurav Bay. This is the same guy that was laughing, this is the same call center. Same guys that were laughing at me, abusing me, all that stuff. These are the same guys, and we just got on the computer. We have all of your call reports. I've got them downloaded. That's why you download them first, baby. Don't piss me off, scammers.
Alright, Steve, tell me what you found in the files.
Alright, so 2 files that we found were really interesting because the first one's how much money that the operation's making, and then second is actually the browser history of the scammer. And they got some pretty gnarly websites they've been to, which kind of like aligns to the scams that they run. So it fits beautifully.
Yep.
But you know, there's a lot that's on there. So.
And the other files we will upload to the members for those of you who care. It's a little too much to upload on this video, but we're trying to protect some people.
Yeah, y'all be safe out there. Please don't get scammed. All right. Over the past several years, we've deleted tons of files from scammers' computers, but today, we're deleting a massive amount of files. This scammer had 109,000 folders and over 330,000 files. I'm surprised the computer's still running. So when you see this screen, it's going down.
welcome into Aotearoa Rugby Pod for another week here on Sky Sport. I'm Jeff McTaich in the chair today for Ross Carl. Good to be back, and as always joined by the usual suspects, James Parsons, Brynhill. Good to see you, boys. Let's get right into it. The All Blacks on the weekend. Jeff, I'll start with you, responding after that defeat in Christchurch in Hamilton with some performance. Did you see that coming?
Well, yeah, I think we picked them to win, probably not by that margin, but we knew that if they made small adjustments in their game, obviously discipline was a lot better. Their skill execution was huge, only 3 handling errors. And then I just think their kick strategy was on point. They only kicked 15 times in Christchurch compared to 32 in Hamilton. So, and that was a mixture of those kicks. Obviously they had the contested was off 10. David Havili was with his cross kicks or his little attacking kicks in behind, and that just makes defences have to think, are they going to kick, are they going to run? That gives players time on the ball, and you saw obviously with Rico's performance and Caleb Clark and others, that when they have that time on the ball, due to that manipulation of that defence and not allowing them that line speed, they can be real threats.
Brendan, they got a hammering during the week in the press after that Christchurch test. Were you surprised that they made those adjustments so quickly for Hamilton?
No, I don't think so. I think, I think I look at their review and probably the messages that Jason Ryan said earlier this week around getting their preparation right. And look, when you can have 3 unforced errors in trying conditions that they were in Hamilton, it comes back to probably a great week of preparation and actually a bit of edge at training. I heard Brody Retallick was pretty good around being back in that environment and bringing a real edge. And so the fine lines in international rugby at the moment is very, very small. You look at the discipline issues that they had the week previous. They're very good around that. And I think, again, the collision and breakdown area, the ability of them being able to go through the heart of the defence of the Argentinians was really strong. I think with Tokiaho, Adi Severe, picking goes through the middle, then also going in around the heart defence with Aaron Smith being able to play out and being able to go through there. I thought it was a great variety that they had in their game, and Jip touched on it as well. I thought their kicking game was great. The attacking kicks was being able to stunt that defensive pressure, with Richie and then even Davey putting them in. And I also thought the variety of their attack and the way we scored our tries were great. The animation around, you look at David Havili a couple of times with Rico's try and even Sam Kane setting up Geordie Barrett. The ability of the animation that they've had, you'd like to think that Joe Smith's probably been hard on those review systems around getting that structure every single time so you can ask questions like very similar to how the Irish do, what we found in that June series. So, it was a very clinical and ruthless display by the All Blacks, which we probably haven't seen in a while. And so, that's what we're accustomed to seeing with the All Blacks: ruthless, clinical, and scoring points at will. So, I guess it's a great stamp on the mark for them to be able to go into the Bledisloe series, adding a bit of confidence. But I guess now it's been able to get that consistency and start building that pressure, getting performances back to back with how we were on the weekend.
There's been a lot of talk about tactics, Jip, about the All Blacks and the way they're playing the game, whether they've been running out of answers at times during test matches, but they went into that game in Hamilton with a clear focus, a clear way of putting Argentina under pressure. You mentioned the skill execution, it was excellent in wet conditions. How impressed were you with the way they went in and said, right, this is the way we're going to play, and executed it perfectly?
Yeah, I think it's their balance of attack that I was so impressed with. Like, obviously mentioned the amount of kicking they did, especially early, to make sure that they adjusted that line speed pressure of Argentina and obviously allowed them to play their game after that. So it was more the way they sort of orchestrated it. They didn't try and rush, they didn't try and overplay their hand, they manipulated the defence and played on their terms, which is the most impressive. And the skill execution was great, but again, I think it was a plan. They didn't overcomplicate things, they kept it simple, and because they had that disconnect between the defenders of the Argentinians, that
Bage, he's a bit of a freak.
No, he is, mate. And I look, 19 years of age, geez, I can only imagine what I was doing at 19. I wouldn't be ready for international rugby, that's for sure, let alone probably Premier Rugby in Auckland at that time. So it probably just shows how, I guess, kind of a freak he is. And I think even Jake White said in media interviews around that he sees him as a Centurion, 100-cap Springbok. And so I guess what his biggest strength is that he's a tall athlete, and I guess for him being able to score that try, which I probably thought was a very pivotal moment in that test match, being able to get up for the ball, and I guess the South Africans went back to that, having 31 kicks and being able to, have that pressure of the game, being able to build momentum through their kicking game. And so he's also got a bit of speed about him, and he's also got a bit of footwork. But I guess anytime you can have a debut where you can influence in a game, and like I said, that was a pretty crucial moment, him getting over Corabetti and that kick off Hendricksa. It was pretty massive in the test match.
Chip, you wouldn't want to get Evan Etzebeth's coffee order wrong, would you, or his lunch order at a restaurant? Because the way he fired up at the end after the Mapimpi incident was pretty scary, and I think it just showed the passion, didn't it? But that was took a while to settle that one down for Ben O'Keefe.
Yeah, the old eyes. There was they definitely came out on stalks. I remember a similar incident. I was playing a game for the Blues against the Stormers in Newlands, and I think it was Akira and Sonny Bill and Evan Etzebeth had a altercation that brought both sides all in from everywhere, and there was two big men going at it that day, and he was not backing down. He's a huge bloke and plays with a lot of pride and passion. But the one thing I did like after the match, Alan and even obviously
of course, one is the freaking
seeing the lighter hard side of it, and that's one thing I love about rugby. Like, it's all well and good when you're across the white line, but once you obviously come off it, you acknowledge and respect each other and have a good time. But no, I wouldn't be making a mistake with his trim flat white at any stage. He was. You got to be on that edge, I think. International rugby, that's how much it meant. Obviously it started. Mapimpi wanted to make a statement, not getting knocked on or taken out, and he was quite elevated in his try celebration against Corabetti, and that kicked it off. And then the big fella. You've always got to. I always remember Jared Hoyata said to me, it's his role to protect the smaller guys. And team, and he would run from anywhere to get involved. So I'm sure Evan Etzebeth is no different.
Dave Rennie will be taking a close look at that test in Hamilton, and as you say, a couple of things went against the Australians at Allianz Stadium, and the split obviously worked against them, players going down. But he'll be looking at that test next week in Melbourne, and they'll have a game plan, the Australians. How do you think they'll attack the All Blacks?
I think what we've seen best is from all these teams, when they've got it right, they've just focused on themselves. So I think it's not about overlooking that tape and trying to find reasons how or why they were so much better. It's really like, what can we nail, what can we execute to manipulate them? Because all you can do on attack is take the best options that the defensive pitches give you. So if you control that manipulation and you know what you're going out there to set about, that'll give you the ability to do it. And we've seen it time and time again with this Aussie attack, and it's their work off the ball. Their blindside wingers coming involved, being that extra man on the opposite side, getting their hands on the ball at first receiver, creating time and space for guys that can put little kicks through or get it to that edge through quick hands. So I think they're in control of their own destiny on attack, and they've just got to go to their strengths and back that.
Which way do you see it going? Do you think the All Blacks will kick on from Hamilton? Will it be a different approach? Obviously you expect the weather to be a lot better across the Tasman. How do you see it unfolding?
Go local, go global. Discovery Bank brings you Vitality Travel. the world's first shared value travel booking platform. With the widest range of travel partners than ever before, your healthy behaviors get you those bigger discounts. Up to 75% off local and international flights, discounts on accommodation, car hire, and amazing travel packages. Join Discovery Bank today and go everywhere with Vitality Travel. Discovery Bank, the future of banking, now.
Mama said I'd be a fine young thing, shining bright just like a diamond ring. Gotta show you all the joy I bring when I shake, shake, shake my thing. Like a rocket, I was born with soul. Watch me go, 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 go. Woo! Can you hear me now? I wanna hear you sing. Oh, 1, 2, 3, woo! You shake it. Let me see you shake.
Oh, I think with how this competition's gone, you just never know. You'd like to think now with that performance on the weekend, with how clinical and I guess how we've got the variety right in our kicking game and our attacking game, you'd like to think the All Blacks will move forward in a better direction. But as it's shown probably this year, if you're 5% off and you don't get things right, predominantly the breakdown, and I probably see that's the area where I think the Australians need to get it right, because I think when they get that right, they've got the ability of Nick White, and like Jip said, they've got the ability to be able to rove off 9, they've got the ability to be able to rove off 10 and work off the ball and get that animation right through their faceplay shape. So, and even David Rennie said after the match, he thought that their clean out was pretty poor. They had bad in anticipation, and their clean outs were just too, their ball carry was too high, and they didn't get the entry right. So you probably have to think, and I think it's pretty fair, you need to get that right against the All Blacks. You've seen every time that the All Blacks have lost this year, they haven't won that breakdown battle, so you'd have to think the Australians will be pretty good around the next 10 days previewing and getting those pitches right and getting that right in the training week to be able to try and ask questions of the All Blacks, because you'd like to think that 6-2 split, they won't have Jake Gordon and Nick White running it on the field with no 10 and 12, because look, it's so hard to win a game, let alone with a good 10 and 12, let alone them not being on the field and having Hodge and even Jake Gordon on the wing. It's hard to be able to win test matches, so hopefully that doesn't happen again, whether they change from a 5 go to a 5-3 or keep that 6-2. I don't think they will. And with Lola Sear with his concussion, do they bring Bernard Foley in now through the ability of him not Lola Sear going off early? Those questions will be answered pretty soon, but the breakdown area is going to be massive for the Australians coming forward for the All Blacks, and even with the All Blacks as well, like we saw on the weekend, getting that right, it seems like an international rugby right now, is you have to get that right to be able to perform and win test matches.
What is it about consistency in this rugby championship this season, Jip, that is perhaps a wee bit lacking? We see performance one week and we almost see a completely different performance the next week from these teams.
Yeah, look, I think it's just the nature of the beast is like once they've been dinged up, the focus and the attention to detail, and like Bryn's alluded to it earlier, is the All Blacks have taken accountability that maybe they didn't quite have the edge that they would have expected after that win in Ellis Park, and that's probably similar for the other sides as well, is that sort of thinking. It's like a golf game. The moment you think you've got it, it'll teach you a lesson that you don't. And I think that's international rugby at the moment. You just can't have an off day. You can't miss. I don't like calling it the 1%ers. You can't miss the 99%. Everything that leads up to you giving the 100% performance. So, as I mentioned before, I think the biggest key for sides when it is a little bit, up and down like this is to just focus on themselves and what you can control. Everything, like you're in charge of your own destiny. If you can put the attacking game that works best for you, you get the balance of attack. If we use the link play for the All Blacks, it's because they weren't having 10 rucks in between the 240s because there were contestable kicks going up, so energy's conserved, and then they can use that energy elsewhere, and it's all those sorts of things that allow you to have the complete performance, and they're little pieces as you go along, and you don't necessarily understand they're happening at the time, but it's all for the greater plan to come together and making sure that it's best for you and your team, and that'll go for obviously the Wallabies coming off the back of a loss, but it goes for the All Blacks and the Springboks to bring that same edge and focus to their game to make sure they can execute and keep their consistency going.
Yeah, the All Blacks at the top at the moment, heading into that first split as though in Melbourne, the Springboks Argentina and Buenos Aires. Let's talk a wee bit about Bunnings NPC. You've been busy, Jip, over the last few weeks calling plenty of action. We'll talk firstly about the game we were at on the weekend, Harbour Counties. Good to see a reasonable crowd. A nice day on the North Shore for Father's Day, and they scored some brilliant tries. But I think that the interesting thing is a lot of these games have been so close. Even we saw Manawatu against Tasman and Palmerston North on Friday night. I mean, they have had a pretty rough season, but we saw some fantastic play. They got close. It's just been the nature of the comp this year.
Yeah, it's
Rookster. Rookster fucked up halfway. Good. Okay, just gonna see if I can harass them a little bit more, and then I'm logging off again.
I just think the talent is spread really well at the moment. You know, all 14 teams are a realistic chance of winning each week. You know, I do feel a little bit for Southland, like they've had so many close losses and yet to get a win, but they're a quality outfit that, you know, on their day can potentially tip up anyone in the competition. So I think it adds to the excitement. And the NPC just always played in a style that is just so electric and sort of infectious to watch and be a part of. And you know, you spoke about the Harbour Counties game, and you know, the way that back three worked, you know, creating options out of nothing. You know, it wasn't the most clinical day up front in terms of set piece, but you know, Mark Taylor and Tavita Lee, and I thought Cade Banks was
brilliant campaign.
I thought he was exceptional, getting the opportunity with Sean pulling up with a little bit of a hamstring injury or something. But man, when Sean came on as well, you can see why he's the top carrier and the top offloader in the comp. He just creates opportunities for others and is such a threat.
Great thing about the Bunnings NPC every season, Jip, is we see the emergence of players and moments you'll always remember. I mean, they might not necessarily go on and play Test rugby, but they certainly you know, show the depth we have in New Zealand rugby. And let's talk about Northland. I mean, we were there the week beforehand and saw them beat Southland, and I think there was a feeling, wasn't there, in the air that, you know, something's brewing, something big is brewing with this side, and so perhaps not unexpected that they created history and beat them in Whangarei for the first time. And talking about those players, Hedemaya Murray, I mean, just sensational. Rivers Reihana, yeah, great, but all of those guys to a man in that 23 were exceptional.
Oh, they were, and they have been all year. Like, they pushed Waikato really close at home. That's their only loss. To beat Wellington, you know, exceptional. I think there was an air about it. Even, you know, that Southland game, they were clinical, but you could see their focus. You know, talking to the players afterwards, turned to Auckland so quick. They knew how much it meant to their community. 43 years, I think, since they've won in Whangarei. So I just think you've got to look at Tom Robinson's reaction. It's a big play. They're only ahead by one. They're within kicking distance. You've got to get everything right in that moment, and he did. And I think that's when you know you're in song, because you're not thinking, oh, I could give a penalty away. They're really clear in what they're trying to achieve on defence, and defence wins championships. It's a cliche, but it rings true for forever and a day. And that was, you know, that was ballsy defence from where they were in that position, and you saw what it means to them. And it's guys like Tom, you know, Goodhue, Moulds, you know, Ranger, that have been around, they've been through the tough times, know how much it means, and they're leading with their actions, and the rest of their group are following, and it's exciting for where they can get to. I mean, Brett and I went on a similar run in 2017 where we got to the semis and probably fell a little bit short, and our depth was tested in our squad, and we didn't quite manage to get to the final and go all the way. So that'll be the key for Northland, is keeping fit and healthy bodies and keeping that competition alive so that they can go the distance, because they've certainly shown they've got the ability to do so.
It's fascinating sort of stage like Karen Bryn.
Sorry, yeah, just to finish off on Northland, I think with how they are right now, you can see there's a lot of care and confidence in their group, because look, there were times in that game where, you know, you probably think just before halftime, Auckland scored that try, and then you think, oh man, this might be a little bit too tough for them, but they've shown resilience and character and grit, I guess, to be able to stay in matches. And then even you talk around Murray, Reihana, and I guess the experienced guys that have been there for a long time, understanding that there must be something special brewing. I don't know what it might have felt like there, Jip, but it just kind of felt like there's something brewing. And I know if they can get to a position where they have a home semi-final, I know it's a long way to go. I'm just thinking fast forwarding. It's going to be tough to win in Northland, because you can show that you can see the community, how much they get behind them. And so, you know, what a great result for Northland to be able to get their hoodoo over Auckland.
And you talk about the depth that they've got. I mean, Josh Goodhue, Tawhara Cooley, you know, McNamara, Sammy Knock. I mean, they've just got guys that have been there, done that, and it's going to be an exciting sort of back half of the season. Let's talk about where we are in NPC, though. Round 6 coming up next week. It's kind of anyone's at the moment, isn't it, Bryn? If you look at the way teams are playing and the way some teams aren't playing. I mean, Canterbury came back, to mow down Hawke's Bay. That was some comeback there. I mean, they're just clinging on to the shield, aren't they? Counties have been playing some good rugby. Taranaki have been a wee bit off. And we look at Waikato and we talk about Damien McKenzie. Comes back and he's just popping them over and keeping the score ticking over. They're going along nicely. Tasman's starting to get into the groove again. It's kind of hard to pick. Otago are playing good footy, so you can throw a blanket over it at the moment.
Mark, hoe kan ik help?
Just overheated.
Ja, ek is ook oorhitte. Ja, julle is maar moet oorslaap.
No, we were already booked.
Ja, ontspan man. Kom, hier's baie plek. Hey, is die dorpshotel?
We booked a boutique.
Boetiekie sal dit baie geniet. Maar wag, hier's ander plek ook. Die president het al hier gebly.
Becky.
Bekkies, tafeltjies, stoeltjies, hulle het alles.
Listen, we have a room.
Ja, nee, ek weet nie of hulle 'n room het nie, maar hulle het 'n baie lekker swembad. Weet julle waar kry ek hierdie lekker plek?
Lekker slaap.
We already booked.
In English nogal. Man, you're going to sleep very deliciously.
Lekkerslaap.co.za, the easiest way to find a lekker stay.
Nee, maar julle moet nou lekker slaap. Ek gaan weer op Ubuntu.
Oh, Ubuntu.
Ha, net so.
Yeah, Ken, I guess that comes back to the competition and how good it is at the moment. And thankfully, we've got one competition to win it all. And so I think it's probably shown, even the last couple of years, we probably thought the championship and the premiership, there wasn't that much difference between teams. There was always inter-matches and cross-matches, and teams are beating teams from championship and premiership and vice versa. So it's great for the competition at the moment. I probably think Canterbury's performance, Hawke's Bay will probably be kicking themselves with that game. I thought that was probably a good tester for.
Hi guys, this is Pastillion. Welcome to the Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm talking about something that's been implemented in another game to help combat cheaters and lighten the burden of when you die to them. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So first up, I know there's been a lot of talk about cheaters over the years, and it's not just another big spiel about how they're an issue and all that. We know all that stuff. What I want to talk about today is a thing that the Cycle Frontier has implemented to help lighten the punishment that you receive every time you die from a cheater. Now, we all know games like Escape from Tarkov, the Cycle Frontier, and another game like Marauders, every time you die, you actually physically lose something. When you die in a game like Call of Duty or Apex Legends, whilst it might suck that you died and you lost, and you have to re-queue in, maybe you lost a little bit of rank, you ultimately don't actually lose anything. Whereas in Escape from Tarkov and these other games, you actually lose stuff. And it's a very punishing blow, particularly to players that aren't very good and they don't know if they die to a cheater or if it's just someone that's better than them. And it's one of those things that really, it turns people off the game, if anything. You die to a cheater enough time, you'll stop playing the game and then the player base dies off, which is not what we want. We love this game, we want people to play it forever, right? So the thing that Cycle Frontier has actually implemented is if someone gets banned, the people that they have killed get their gear back. It sounds like a beautiful thing, right? So let me dive into what they actually do. I asked some of their developers what the actual process is and all the questions I had about it. And I'll go over that stuff. And then I'll go into how I think at least Escape from Tarkov should implement it into Escape from Tarkov. And hopefully they can do this very quickly because I think it'd be a beautiful thing to have in the game. The first question I asked was, how does the actual gear return system work as a whole? So what that happens is when people deploy into a game on the Cycle Frontier, it will take an actual snapshot of their gear. It'll save that information and put it aside. Then later, if someone was to die to someone was a cheater and that cheater was to get banned, it would actually take all those snapshots of all those gears as people deployed and then send all that gear back to them over a period of time. It has a delayed system in place. I'm guessing that's to make it so they don't just have to give back like 300 people's kit in a second and then lag the system. It actually does some sort of queue system. but ultimately that's the bare bones of the actual system itself. I asked them about what were the limitations of the system, and they spoke about the data limitation. So they could only really do the snapshots of when people deploy. Eventually they want to make it that when the person dies, they actually want to get a snapshot of that. But because of how much information that would need to be stored to do that, it's actually kind of unfeasible or untenable to do it right now. That's the way they want to progress in the actual system later on. But their ultimate goal is to actually try and return as many people's gear as possible and be able to keep that backlog as far as back as possible. So then, you know, you don't actually feel that burden of, oh, I died to someone that was bullshit, and then now I have to suffer from it. So eventually you can actually get some of that stuff back. And one of the questions I needed to ask, particularly for Cycle Frontier, which is a free-to-play game, is how do you avoid people using this to exploit the game?
I've been hired by KFC to find a person who's been impersonating a quality assurance inspector to get free KFC. I've been on his trade. There's still nothing. Oh, remember?
Now, they said that they couldn't really go into the details using it as a dupe system, but overall, for a game like Escape from Tarkov or Marauders, where you actually have to pay for the game, it would actually make it a little bit less feasible to do it that way. Now, the one question I asked that I thought would actually be kind of more the tricky question for them to answer is there an issue with the system exposing how many cheaters there are? Now, I'm just going to read out their response because I thought it was worded fairly well. Honestly, not really. This system only goes out to players who were already killed by a cheater. So there is a good chance that anybody benefiting from it was already aware of cheaters in the game. If anything, we've been quite happy with the message that has been sent to players. Before compensation existed, players had no way of really knowing if a cheater that killed them got banned or not. And many of our players believed we weren't doing anything about the issue. With this system in place, it is now much more visible whenever a cheater gets banned. And at least from what I have seen, that seems to bring some comfort to our players to know that something is being done behind the scenes. So personally, I think that's actually pretty brilliant. The fact that, you know, it's actually a visible way that you can see that they're actually doing something against cheaters. And on top of that, they're actually getting some of their gear back, which is nice. It helps soften the blow of when you die to someone that was bullshit. Now, for Escape from Tarkov,
come on. Yeah, you know.
Your choices show real-world economic implications. If that's a justification for like making certain things purchasable by traders, it makes no sense. I don't think that's what you mean. I think you mean the guns they put in the game. I don't know. I don't get the whole like. Realism simulator thing. the fuck are you not dead? Can you not shoot through those anymore? Wait, can you not shoot through those windows anymore? I'm confused. You used to always be able to shoot through those. Oh, you can't? Well, you used to be able to. Did they get rid of it? I used to kill people through those all the time.
Are you dying a lot because you're not cheating anymore?
Is it possible to make £500 a day trading the currency markets? Well, that's the question we're going to be answering on a brand new webinar I've just put together to help people just like you how to get started successfully in the currency trading game. Now listen, my name's Greg Secker. As you can see, I'm here in my trading den. This is the trading den that made me famous on YouTube, amassing over 120,000 subscribers in 1 year alone. I've also been a veteran currency trader for the last 25 years, having worked on over 6 trading floors around the world. I own one of the largest trader training companies in the world, and I own trading floors and training centers pretty much from here to Sydney, Australia, here being London, England right now. Well, I'm taking all of that wisdom, all of those tools, most importantly, the latest trade.
Sex man. I don't know. I'm actually curious if they changed that because you used to be able to shoot through those, so I don't know what happened. Thanks, Joshy. Thanks, J-Hoes. I mean, I definitely don't think my bullets were going through there because I was fucking unloading on that dude and he only had level 3 armor. Like, he would have been shredded through that. Baby consumer, thank you. I don't fuck with that. Sick sound design, Nikita. Literally one room away from me and doesn't make any bullet sounds. My pain meds just wore off. Dude, he's right behind the fucking door. Holy shit. Bro, where is the audio? Where is the audio?
Wasting time, yeah.
Pete, first you have to have the money, I just said. When you want to race the America's Cup, show me the money.
I guess it's fair to say that estimates about how much money's been spent to win this baby are anywhere between 60 and maybe $100 million.
I was lucky I had the backing from the New York Yacht Club. I loved them like mom and dad.
died. People say.
Right here. There we go. Let's move that up.
Center of the scale.
There we go.
Oh, fancy meeting you here.
Okay, everybody smile. Oh, you lost 31 pounds.
Hey! Yeah! All right.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Michael is actually killing it with Holly. And I think I know why. It's because Holly is kind of a major dork.
I'm Empty Mac Scott, and I am hot. She's DJ Jazzy Flax, and she is the best. All the sucker branches can suck off that. Wicka, 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 what?
Dunder Mifflin, this is Ronnie.
I don't really know Ronnie, but I have a feeling
You don't know who your daddy is, do you?
Non-refundable deposits